She-Hulk, episode 3. Yikes. We open the episode in the prison opera house, and Jen is furiously walking through the hallway. She's so mad that she doesn't even hesitate when opening the laser gate. Now that is character progression. She confronts Abomination about the video that was published. She wasn't really mad at the fact that he escaped. She was more mad at the fact that he got caught, because it hurts her case and her public appearance. He's watching the footage of his escape, and apparently it's just the trailer footage of Shang-Chi. Now, let's not get any other footage that might have looked like it was filmed on a phone. Let's just get the normal footage from the movie, because who cares, it's fine, whatever. He then explains that he was forced to leave his prison by the infamous
Sorcerer Supreme of the Mystic Arts, and his name is...
Wong. Just Wong.
Wong! Yay, more cameos, hooray! Then we get the best friend being a terrible character once again.
Can you get to him?
Yes, Jen, it's me. Of course I can get to him.
I sent a thirst trap. It was a picture of me with a bunch of books.
I'm sorry, did you say a thirst trap? You could have contacted him any other way that would have been infinitely more professional than that. You know, a normal text, maybe a call, voicemail, an email, a letter even. Or I don't know, maybe going to the Sanctum Sanctorum? Imagine if She-Hulk went to the Sanctum Sanctorum. There's a lot of potential there for some jokes. For example, last time we saw the Sanctum, it was snowy inside. It was Christmas. Now let's switch it up a bit and let's say that there's sand everywhere. And maybe Wong is sitting in a folding chair with an umbrella and one of those aluminum tanning sheets. You know, the ones that they use to bounce the sunlight off to get to more evenly tan? Yeah, he's holding one of those, and he has sunglasses on. And maybe they have an argument, and he doesn't want to go to the court case because he's just vibing. Writers, hire me. I'm a good joke maker guy, I think. At least I hope so. I don't know why I'm doing this YouTube thing. But no, we're just gonna do a thirst trap. But also a thirst trap? Why? You understand that you work at a prestigious law firm, right? This means that if this information that you thirst trapped someone to be one of your witnesses, if that gets out to the public, number one, you're fired. You're done. And also, since you work with Jen and you are her paralegal, she's probably getting fired as well. And then both of your reputations are completely done. You're done. And then people would actually have a reason not to hire you, other than the bullcrap reason they use in the second episode. Anyway, then Jen decides to break the fourth wall again.
I know you can't wait to see Wong. I get it. I just want to make sure that you don't think this is one of those cameo every week type of shows. It's not. Well, except Bruce. And Blonsky. And Wong. Just remember whose show this actually is.
Yeah, guys, this isn't a cameo show. Let me tell you what you should be watching this show for. It isn't a cameo show, even though that we've had Hulk show up as a cameo, and Abomination is practically just a cameo now. Mega the Stallion is here. We've got Wong here now. He's a cameo. Daredevil's coming up in episode 4. So guys, this isn't a cameo show, but it's gonna have a lot of cameos though. I think this is something that has ruined previous shows, especially if you do it incorrectly. Hawkeye brought in Kingpin and then absolutely destroyed Kingpin as a character. He used to be like this guy with terrifying presence, and in Hawkeye he's just a bumbling idiot. This also happened in the Star Wars sequels, where they actively ruined Luke Skywalker, Leia, and Han, and Yoda. Even look at The Mandalorian. Season 1 was pretty neat. I enjoyed it. It was okay. But season 2 just brings in a bunch of Clone Wars characters. It brought in Bo-Katan, Boba Fett. I don't know why people still like Boba Fett as a character. He got beat by a blind guy with a boat paddle in episode 6. Like, what is there to like about him? He's an idiot. They also brought in Ahsoka Tano, which is my personal favorite Star Wars character. Not to mention they brought in Luke Skywalker. Like, come on, why'd you do that? When you bring in these other characters as cameos and almost full-on main characters, I kind of lose interest in the main character that you want me to care about. Like, I don't care about Mando and Baby Yoda anymore. I would punt Baby Yoda over a fence and into oncoming traffic and have him get hit by a bus. I don't care about him anymore. Anyway, then we get a cut to the news, and they're talking about Jen being Abomination's lawyer. I don't know why they're talking about Jen so much rather than Abomination. You would think that the news would be way more interested in the fact that Abomination absolutely destroyed a city and they would be breaking down his entire history, rather than, oh, She-Hulk is the attorney, a superhero is attorney for a superhero. I feel like Abomination would be way more interesting to the public than She-Hulk.
Ever since it's been revealed that Jennifer Walters has a superhero alter ego called She-Hulk, the statuesque green lawyer has been plagued by public backlash, with many questioning her qualifications.
Why is anyone questioning her qualification? She's a lawyer. She's made it very clear that she went to expensive law schools and she has debt from it. She has the degree. She's qualified. There's nothing else to say about it. Travel back in time with me, shall we? Let's go back to the beginning of June, when Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard just began. Imagine if people were solely interested in that case, only to debate whether the lawyers were qualified, which nobody did. Nobody did that because nobody cared about the lawyers. They just wanted Johnny to take the W and Amber poop the L. Then we get a compilation of people complaining about female superheroes.
I have no problem with female heroes. I'm just saying, make your own.
Wait, isn't that a valid argument? Not in universe, of course, because she is a derivative of the Hulk. Isn't it an argument that we want fully realized original characters instead of just gender-bent versions of already established characters? I think original characters are way more interesting than Supergirl or Batwoman, or Spider-Woman. Black Widow is way more interesting than any of those. Too bad her movie sucked. Or, you know, Wonder Woman, Storm, Invisible Woman, Jessica Jones, Jean Grey, Black Canary, Rogue. Do I need to keep going? But apparently no, we're just gonna spend money on a B-list character. Then Jen walks into her office like a PS1 NPC and looks like she's floating. Like the CGI is so bad she doesn't even look tangible. Her skin is made of the same material that her clothes are. Then her friend continues to be a terrible character and says that everybody everywhere across the internet wants to know everything about her because she's so unique and quirky. Like, what is she supposed to tell them? She's a lawyer by day and goes to bars at night. Like, there's not that much interesting about her, I'm sorry. Then Jen goes to her boss's office and Strawman is back. He explains that he got scammed by a shapeshifter who was posing as Meg the Stallion. Okay. Then Strawman continues to be a one-dimensional character and does this.
You wanted to see me?
Ah, yes, Mallory Book is also in the Superhuman Law Division.
Yeah. No, I can't talk to a 10 about embarrassing man stuff. She could be my next fiance.
Anyway, he's suing because he spent a lot of money on Meg the Stallion and wants his money back because the shapeshifter is a scam artist. And then in the middle of this conversation, Wong shows up. Yay, it's Wong. Hello, Wong. You're here. Finally, it's cameo time, baby. Let's go. Then Jen and him have a conversation about whether he's going to show up as a witness on trial, and he says that he could just use the magic forgetting spell. You know, it's probably not a good idea to bring up that spell, especially since it's so OP. Like, there's a bunch of other times they could have used it in the MCU, but they just decided not to. Like, you know Thanos? You could have just had him forget about the stones. That'd be pretty easy. Or maybe have him forget his entire mission of disappearing half of the universe, and maybe he doubles the resources. Or maybe use the forgetting spell to make him forget how to breathe, and he dies. I don't know. Could have been useful. Then we cut to Strawman and Paul having a conversation and building their case against the shapeshifter. Apparently, he spent over $175,000 on Meg the Stallion. How does he have that much money? That's a lot of money. I doubt he has that much money. Then we get a misunderstanding on what a joke is.
And I will be in touch, Mr. Bukowski.
He has his hand out for a solid 2 seconds until Strawman just puts out a fist, and then they go back and forth. But you see, that's not how that type of joke works. Paul already had his hand out. You see, the reason why these awkward handshake things happen in the first place is because either A, you're going to shake the hands of someone you haven't really met or know that much about. Both of you are going in at the same time, and both of you are switching in between. Now, to fix this joke, you have both of them reach out with hands up, with just like this. And they're going in for the handshake, and then Strawman does this right as they're going to do it. So then you have this weird, fist grabbing thing. And then you could have Strawman something like, funny, or something like that, I don't know. Then cut to prison where Abomination comes out of the ceiling for some reason. I don't know why they keep him in the ceiling. Then Jen says that the witness is ready to give the statement after Abomination gives his, because apparently witnesses can just decide when they go up to speak. Let me pull up this little piece of an article here. And one thing that we realized very slowly was none of us were that adept at writing a rousing trial scene. There you go, boys. That's your proof that the writers actually don't know how to write a trial scene or anything to do with law at all. So not only is this show, number one, not funny, number two, a terrible lawyer show. Then the judges ask about Blonsky's feelings and if he feels remorse for the actions and damage he's caused. And if he feels sorry about what he's done, even though that you should focus on the crimes he's committed, and if he has been properly punished for said crimes, you know how justice works. But no, we're just gonna ask him how he feels. Because we all know that to get us out of prison, we just have to say things that we know that the judges will want to hear from us. Then we see a compilation of people talking about all the good things that he's done in prison. Don't know how he could have done any of them since he's in the ceiling half the time. He started a literature club, led yoga, helped someone with a broken marriage. They made toilet kombucha? Okay. Then Wong finally shows up. And he just says that he broke Abomination out of prison against his will, and that's it. And then he leaves. Then we cut back to the court scene where the elf claims that she has diplomatic immunity because she's Asgardian, even though they're not an Asgardian.
Excuse me, Your Honor, but Asgard is not a place. It is a people. Therefore,
Thor's inspirational speeches are not admissible in court.
Ah, yes, let's make fun of Thor. Yay. The show is made up of comedy that you wouldn't laugh at. You're supposed to clap at it because all it is a reference to a previous thing. Clap. Yes, clap. Very good. Then they take a recess, but then the judge comes back earlier than the recess was supposed to go for, and we obviously know that it's the shapeshifter again, and she's posing as a judge. Wouldn't the court case stop altogether and she would go to prison because she faked being a judge? Isn't that like a really serious crime? But anyway, we cut back to the Blonsky case, and the judges ask if he can control whether he turns into Abomination or not, and then he changes into Abomination, and the judges freak out a lot. Like, why are they freaking out so much? They asked him if they could do it. He's now presenting the fact that he can control it. Stop freaking out. Anyway, everyone's freaking out. It's all freaking out. It's so scary. Then Jen tells him to switch back and no, how dare he turn into the Abomination, even though he was representing that he couldn't turn into the Abomination and change whenever he wanted to. Then Jen apologizes for his actions and says that he can change when he wants to. And we see a scene where Abomination is picking up his little Crocs and putting them on the floor, and he's changing back. It's so cute. I'm tired. Then we cut back to the lawyer bar again. Still a stupid idea. We see a scene of Jennifer complaining that she is a superhuman and everyone's looking at her differently now. And, you know, just complaining about the world around her. And then Paul comes in and this happens.
Oh, yeah. No, you're gonna need that.
Connecting the A and B story? Nice.
Wait, are the writers patting themselves on the back because they've performed a basic function of storytelling? If they think combining the A and B plots is difficult, then I am now questioning the writer's qualifications for this series. Then Paul asks Jen this.
Hey, would you be willing to say that under oath?
Okay, reasonable. If you need someone to prove that Strawman is a moron, why not get someone who's worked with him in the past and knows he's a moron, which is Jen. Then we go to the court case and Jen is explaining why she thinks he is a moron. And that's enough? Only one witness and he's already won the court case? No wonder the writers don't know what law is. And then after this, Meg the Stallion shows up. Honestly, I thought if this was her only cameo, that would have been kind of funny. And it would make sense why she's there, because, you know, someone's trying to impersonate her, so why wouldn't she be at that trial? It makes sense for her to be there. Then we cut back to the Abomination case, and the judges have made their final decision about Abomination. And this scene just didn't have any suspense to it at all. It just kind of happened. There was like a second of silence there, but other than that, it was just like, yeah, I know he's gonna win. There was really no evidence against him, so there was no stakes. But anyway, they say that he was released, and all is good. He can be released only on the condition that he has to stay as human form indefinitely. It can never turn into the Abomination, and if he does, that warrants his immediate arrest. But then they also want him to wear an inhibitor so that he doesn't change into Abomination. So my question is, why didn't he already have this on him while he was in prison? Isn't that something that's pretty important? You probably don't want your dangerous prisoner changing into a more dangerous person at will. So, you know, maybe putting that on him while he's in prison might be a good idea. Then we get a scene of her with a news person and she's just like, oh, yep, I'm She-Hulk. I'm the Abomination's lawyer. And that's pretty much it from that conversation. And then this line.
She-Hulk shares her diet and exercise secrets.
I'm sorry, what?
Honestly, I think all her diet is drinking her weight in alcohol. And that's it. She then goes into a dark alleyway and she gets jumped by these guys. Obviously, she has no problem with dealing with them because she's a Hulk and they're human. But also, what's the point of the Asgardian construction workers, and why does Asgardian construction worker like outfits and gear all glow? Like, it would make more sense if this was like a sorcerer construction worker. Actually, that'd be more funny. But like, why does their stuff glow? This is unnecessary CGI. I feel so bad for the CG artists nowadays because they're just told to do things that are so unnecessary. Then they run away like cartoon villains, go into a van, and they say that they needed to get her blood. And of course they couldn't do that because when they tried, she was already turned into She-Hulk form. My question is, why was the guy that grabbed her in the beginning, why didn't he have the syringe? That's way more efficient to jump her, stab her, get the blood, and then jump out. Like, that's way easier. But no, these guys are just idiots and one-dimensional characters that have no depth at all. Then the credits roll and we get a post-credits scene.
Hi, there's my new favorite client. Just your signature there. And then just initial. Good. And initials up here. But they still wanna know we're making it.
He almost tasted that. Num 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 num, eat it up. Go play okay, 3, 2, 1. You know I'm the hottest. You ain't never gotta heat me up.
Oh, you are way more fun than my last lawyer. I will kill for you, Megan Thee Stallion. Dial it back.
No thought. Head empty. Goodbye.